What's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler, and it is Friday. So, hope everybody had a fantastic week so far. And yeah, enjoy your weekend coming up. And so, what do we got on the docket for us today, Tyler?
Oh my God, you look bitchy. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I guess everyone's talking about the shooting that happened in Texas and in Canada. We've recently had some gun law changes in order to help curb gun violence in Canada. So we're going to touch on that a little bit and talk about I guess the every time one of these tragedies happens, and it is, and it's the real bothersome thing is how the media is twisting this information, how they manipulate you, how they. I guess I'll say this: do you ever make a good decision when you're angry, when you're emotional?
Oh, 100% all the time. And then I got to go back and
Exactly.
apologize for my good decision after.
Exactly. So, if you think in terms of, well, we'll get into this. We'll get into some of the liberals and how they're pushing. And to be fair, again, I'm not a fan of conservatives either. I think both of them are inherent liars, and NDP is just whatever is irrelevant. Well, I shouldn't say they're irrelevant because of their leftist policies. They want to sow division. So
You're going to also have to get into a little bit more like Cliff Notes version about the shooting because I actually haven't watched the news and I have no idea. All I heard is there was a shooting. I don't know any other detail about it.
okay, so this in Texas. A school, I think it was just outside of Dallas. Well, you know what? Okay, let's get all the formalities out of the way, and we'll talk about this. And some of the things that like I said, like the media is talking about, that you hear these arguments over and over again about guns bad, big bad. Get rid of all guns. Well, we'll talk about that. And eh, all right, so of course we're here Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Spotify. So hit the Spotify button if you're on Rumble. Share it with your friends. I think that's really it. I'm starting to amalgamate everything into one thing, so I don't have to.
You guys are super lucky. You get us 5 days a week now. If I wasn't you, I'd be jealous. Or if I, yeah,
How does that go?
I don't know.
If I were you,
Be
you'd
jealous.
wish you were me.
Yeah, something like that.
There, yeah.
Something along those lines. Yes.
Okay, and so let's touch on this a little bit. So Canada has officially, or finally, told Huawei, the big Chinese telecom communication company, to not Jesus. Don't mix it up with Jesus. The Chinese Yahweh, not the ha Yahweh.
There's
You
a
know what I'm
Ha
saying?
Yahweh. I was thinking you were thinking of like Jose. Jesus. Oh my God, Jose. I don't, I'm sure there's a Jesus called Jose somewhere. I meant Jesus.
Yeah, no Yahweh. So Canada has banned Yahweh from accessing our telecommunication services in Canada. Finally,
Yeah,
great.
years after
Well,
everywhere else did.
Well, not necessarily years after everywhere else, but we're kind of in a collective, like a group, and it's called the Five Eyes. So that was supposed to be was it Canada? I'm trying to go off memory. Fuck it. Canada, US, Britain, Australia, and New Zealand to ban because of security concerns. So because, and again, the US, they are our brothers and sisters. We have bled together. As countries, we have bled together. And it is really bothersome. And the US is saying Canada is an intelligence risk. That's a big slap in the face. That's like I mean, like your best friend. You've hung out. You've done drugs together. You've killed people together. You've buried bodies. You've done. Oh,
What kind of who are these friends of yours?
don't do that.
Yeah, totally.
But then one day they go, "Hey, man, no, not today. I'm doing this on my own." What? We're we always we always sniff each other's butts on Wednesday. What are you doing? You
You have
go,
some weird friends.
"Not today, man." That's just how we do it. So the other four countries have said, "Canada, you are too much of a risk. We sorry, we gotta cut you out of this." That's really concerning.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the reason why Canada exists in its current state is because the US hasn't come up and said, "Hey, I like that."
No, they just took Alaska. They were like, "Yeah, okay, we'll take that one, but the rest you can."
No, they took that from Russia. They bought it from Russia.
Oh my god, Russia had it first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. You know what? In that retrospect, even though it still doesn't make sense to me how anybody else other than Canada would have it, but if I had the choice between Russia and the United States, yeah, I'd rather the United States 100%. It's a little too close
You
for
kidding me?
Russia.
Oh, and so yeah, so yeah, no. Russia sold that long time ago. And now they regret it because Alaska has some of the biggest oil reserves and rare earth minerals and just earth minerals in
What do you
general.
what do you think they sold it for? Do you think they sold it for, like, a couple cases of
Pack
vodka?
of gum,
I was thinking
pack of
vodka,
gum.
but
Yeah, but so and this is kind of what you're seeing happen in the world. You're seeing a lot of this divide, and if we want to look at it in regards to China, like look at how they've treated their citizens. They are a disarmed populace. So the government, what do they do? Like you what? Like this is what I don't understand. You literally see it happening in real time. You see the Chinese government putting up barricades and saying, if you leave your house, you'll be arrested.
there was a small point in time where I was thinking of all the places, if I won the lottery that I would like to travel. One of the places I did wanna go to was China just to check it out.
Fuck
But I
yeah.
have to say, after all of this shit, China's, like, the last place that I wanna go. Like, I no. I would not wanna give them my money nor my time. Just no.
I lost you completely.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You were like,
Okay. I said I wouldn't wanna give China my money or my time. Like, if that's the way that they're gonna treat citizens, I want nothing to do with that.
"Oh, Kim, you silly bitch. You already do."
Yeah, it's true. Everything I buy is freaking China.
Exactly.
True story.
Exactly. So, okay, so let's talk about what happened in Texas.
Jeez.
19 students or 19 students, two teachers and one grandmother were injured in this. In fact, this trans person's grandmother. This was a trans person, but it's weird you have the media okay, look this up. Um let's see, Uvalde scooter. Look up color correction. Look at what the media did with this. See if I can find it.
Well, hold on. Okay, you said color correction, but with what else am I putting with that? I'm getting hair products.
Uvalde shooter color. Let's see if I can maybe like skin color. Skin color. Because the media,
Oh, 19 children are dead? Oh. Well, you
19
said shot,
students
but
and two teachers.
oh my god.
Well, I said there were victims, so I don't know if they've all died. Seems like it. So I'm can't find it
Mass
now.
shooting. Oh. So why did they even mention that? The mass shooting comes 2 weeks after the the buffalo one. Like, how is that relevant to what we're talking about here? An 18-year-old man who resides in
Oh,
Uvalde.
it's a man now. It's a man now.
Well, yeah, he is 18, I guess. That makes sense. Suspect has been
Oh,
identified as
because
Salvador Ramos.
I don't no, I don't give a fuck about the name. I don't give these people credit. They're fucking disgusting. In fact, it would have been better off if that person would have just been shot and killed. Fucking waste of life.
The gunman also shot his grandmother before driving towards the school. Oh my god. Oh, on
All
his
right,
18th
okay.
birthday. Nice.
Yeah, okay. So let's actually look at what happened here. So this was someone that was weird. The media is calling them a man because it was a man that transitioned to a woman. They actually had a bit of surgery. Like you'd never think of if you tell a kid, especially tell a man or a boy from the day they leave their mother's womb to the day they finally graduate high school is to tell them, "Oh, you're worthless. You're a nobody. You're never going to be anything. You're undeserving of respect. You're all these terrible things." Tell them that, and then you put them on puberty blockers. You force them into a transitional surgery, and then when they finally say, "I am worthless. I have nothing to live for," where do you think this ends up?
Ri-
Well, let's not talk about mental health and forcing this and the demasculating of our society.
Everything.
So, so
That's
the
that's sad. Like, and it's funny, especially in a society where it's literally you can't. If I were to look at you, I can't assume your gender. I would have to. What are you? What do you identify as? Oh, you're a female. Okay, but yet, if this person was identifying as a female and they're calling her a man in the thing, well, that's a little interesting.
it's
Now, again, this isn't saying that all trans people are like this or whatever, but we've talked about it in past episodes before about how you have a 50% chance people who suffer from gender dysphoria, oh my god, dysmorphia have a 50% chance of unfortunate suicide because it is a mental disorder. So when you're pushing this on children, 100%, that's why we have such an issue with it.
yeah. Well, so we're okay. So there was a I don't want to hear the news. I like this. This gives I I blame this person's actions. I absolutely do. But let's look at what contributed to it. Media says men are you're mansplaining, your toxic masculinity, boys are bad, boys can't be boys, boys don't, all these things that men are bombarded with. Men are scum, believe all men are rapists, oh, you're gonna hurt women, you're destructive, all you want to do is kill and hurt people. You need to be We need to shove men out of society
Or throw them in the girls'
until
bathroom.
until until the fucking barbarians are at the gates, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm a trans woman. Oh, now that the barbarians are at the gates, Ukraine, they say, get that tuck tape off. Here's a gun and a bullet. Have fun. So that is what they're starting to, you know, this is what's being pushed. And then again, put them on puberty blockers. Tell them that they make up believe. But thankfully, there are some stories coming out that the parents, while this was happening, the police were actually preventing the parents from getting in there with guns. The parents had guns before the police were able to get in there. In fact, one officer, and this guy is a fucking hero. Guy is a hero. Oh no, it's not Raul. Where the hell is his name now?
Is this on the show map or are you just reading this?
No.
That's funny.
What did
It
his
sounds like
name?
typical Texas, though. Like when I think of Texas, I literally picture everybody walking around with guns, be like, "Oh, your gun looks good on you today. It's very slimming." Yeah. So it's kind of funny how they're like, "No, no, no, let me go in there and save my kid." Because I tell you what, if I were one of those parents and I had a freaking gun on me and I knew someone was shooting at my kid's school, I'd be one of those dumbasses trying to rush in. Well, I don't know if you call it a dumbass, like I'm putting myself at risk, which is a little stupid, but I'd be one of those people.
I don't. Huh. Oh, CNN, you're a fucking embarrassment, an absolute embarrassment. Yeah, they'll they'll name the gunman. Absolutely, they won't name the officer that was off duty that ran in there before the police actually arrived.
Why on earth would they not name him unless he didn't want to be named? But why wouldn't they name him? That
Well,
guy's a
that's
hero.
what I'm saying. That's 100%. ABC. Oh, okay. So this is from the AP News. ABC News published an altered photo of the shooter. Well, they claim it was false. Did not publish the altered image of the gunman, a spokesperson for the news organization. Let's see it. Let's see it. Okay, so the officer that was part of a special tactical team for border services was was the man to get into the school and actually stop this intruder. This this guy was inside of that school for 30 minutes. 13 minutes. Do you understand how long in a life and death situation 30 minutes is? A minute feels like hours.
Are you saying 1-3 or 3-0?
3-0.
Oh my
This
god.
person was rampaging in the school for 13 minutes.
That would literally feel literally like a lifetime. Oh my
So
god.
there's one thing that happens when you are in a high intensity situation, and I'm sure if you have been in this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Time slows down. Your brain is going processing information so fast. I remember one time I was when I used to do spray foam installation, I was doing that inside of a trailer, and we had like a little caddy, like a little caster thing, like a scaffold that had rollers on the bottom.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I was going, I'd work my way along the walls with this, like basically a giant rotary sander, smoothing out the walls. And I was at the end of the trailer, like at the back where the doors are open. And so I'm going and I'm shaving everything down. And I felt the caster go, boop. I felt it twist to the side as though it's going out. And I remember in my mind, it was just, oh shit. Like it was so slow motion that I dove inside the trailer so that I didn't fall to like a 10, 12 foot drop onto concrete below me.
Well, I
Oh,
remember even like in that same kind of topic-ish, I guess. Um Back in 1997 when my mom and I were in Kamsack, Saskatchewan, we were visiting family there, and there was a tornado. And literally, like, to this day, I couldn't even tell you how long it was because it literally felt like we were sitting in there for an hour, just watching the rain, the winds, listening to the growling of the tornado. Like, it felt like a bloody eternity.
it's, yeah. And think 30 minutes of, that someone,
No, it could have literally been 5 minutes that funnel cloud was over top of us. Like, obviously, we're all still here. Well, not obviously, but we're all still here. It touched down after because we were all in a restaurant. And, sorry about that. And, but it could have literally been over top of us for like 2 minutes, but it literally felt like at least an hour.
oh yeah, no, it's, uh, hey, pause it and deal with him. Okay, so with that little bit of information, and of course the same talking points start to come out. The guns are bad. We need to ban assault weapons. We, all the myths and everything that starts to get pushed. So I was, and in Canada, well, our government just backdoored in a gun registry. I For what reason? Oh, well, they say it's for public safety. So So let's just extrapolate what public safety means,
What
like
do you
in the general sense.
what do you mean by gun registry though? Like,
You have to register your gun.
I think you
You have to
already do.
register it. No, it's a different process now that there's more guns that are going to be prohibited, ones that are going to be restricted. Just more. It, and this is the thing. This is a slow erosion. Each year, oh, hey, we found that these guns are really deadly. Okay, so let's ban those ones, and then we ban some more, and then we ban some more, and then why does anyone need why does anyone need 10 rounds in a gun? Why does anyone need 5 rounds in a gun? What you should have it locked away from your home. It should be in a repository somewhere where you go to the government and say, "Hey government, I'm going to go hunting." And they say, "Okay, here's your 3 rounds. Have fun."
Yeah, good luck.
But I'm saying, like, do you see the slow erosion that happens? It's not a shock. You don't shock people. It's like, you know how eBay used to be yellow? Remember that? The back screen, like the eBay used to be yellow. It was ugly. I hated it. But one day they switched eBay yellow to white, and people
You can't say
freaked
white.
out.
You can't say
Well, that's what they did. They wanted to whitewash it.
white.
So what ends up happening is, so people freaked out. They said, "We want the yellow back. This is what the eBay is yellow." So what did eBay do? Over a year, they slowly went from yellow to white, and nobody noticed. It's not a big shock. You can't shock the system. A perfect example, COVID shut everything down. When you shock the system, there are ripples. Things happen.
Oh yeah.
So,
Things that we're still feeling years
okay,
later. Well, I mean, it still hasn't
yeah.
ended, but
All right. So, yeah. So, in looking at the legislation, so the government of Canada will ensure that the impartial, professional, accurate, and consistent determination of firearms classifications as either non-restricted, restricted, or prohibited, restoring a system in which Parliament defines the classes but entrusts technical experts to make a classification. Okay, whatever. Yeah, based on the Criminal Code of Canada. Okay, so they're looking at repealing Bill C-5. Okay. So we have this from the National Post, which is titled "Another liberal gun policy that neatly ignores where guns come from." So let's touch on Bill C-5 first. So um what Bill C-5 is looking at changing is what the Liberal government called systemic racism in Canada's criminal justice system. Systemic racism. So again, isn't it weird how we keep harking back to the leftist type of ideology, and it's not on purpose. Guns and Karl Marx, they loved guns. They need guns in order to enact their revolution. Well, but if the government has control of it, well, they don't need to. So so again, just like in the States, how they say, "Oh, all black people commit crimes, and it's black people that make up most of the violent crimes and all this stuff." Well, because of the over incarceration rate of Indigenous people. So when we talk about, or how I brought up many times, think of grass growing. Well, if something's causing a problem, well, we need to chop that down. It needs to look the same. So if 5% of Caucasian people are causing violent crimes, well, it needs to be 5% black. It needs to be 5% brown. It cannot be one party is doing the majority. It all has to be equal. So instead of actually addressing the problem, you put a coating of paint over top of it and say, "Well, everything looks fine to me. Look, everyone's doing it equally." Everyone's committing crimes equally. So it's not the black community, it's not the Indigenous community, Asian community. Pick the community. It so you already see the disingenuous policy that they're looking for. So we can continue. So starting in 2008, the Trudeau government began examining the possibility of a full ban on handguns and assault weapons in Canada. What's an assault weapon? Truly, what's an assault weapon?
Uh, a, a gun or a weapon you would use to assault someone?
Like, that makes no sense in how they're using it. Full ban on handguns and assault weapons. Well, what's an assault? What anything that you would use to commit assault? They're not talking about roasting peanuts here. What assault cars? Are they talking about assault hammers? What's a weapon? Assault
Everything's a weapon.
shovels?
Everything can be a weapon. A pencil
This
can
is
be a
why.
weapon.
Yeah. Do you not see fucking Joker? You not see John Wick? He kills a guy with a pencil.
Right? I got stabbed in the ass with a pencil once. It hurt.
Yeah, I remember. I had sex with that.
Oh, did you? Sounds like a good time. Did you feel it?
Have you ever looked up called honing? Don't look up honing.
I'm like, is this gonna go nasty? I don't. Okay. Moving on.
The internet is a terrible, terrible place. Okay, so they want a full ban on handguns and assault weapons. So obviously, this is already painting the type of picture that handguns are the reason. Handguns that are purchased inside Canada are being used to commit crimes, right? That's how I'm looking at this. Okay, so let's look at this. So with regards to this Bill C5, so like I said, with the proposal of banning handguns, with trying to make crime, it's not one group of people. So again, not addressing the problem, but just there's not one group of people causing an issue. It's everyone. So this bill would reduce prison time for non-violent offenses such as drug trafficking or selling black market tobacco, which again, non-violent drug offenses I don't think should be a crime. I don't.
This black market tobacco.
Well, it's loose cigarettes. It's going on a reserve or just
People go to jail for that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, buying Lucy's? Fuck yeah.
Are you kidding me? That sounds like the most ridiculous thing to go to jail for. That's even more ridiculous than going to jail for a bag of weed.
Right? It also repeals, listen to this. It also repeals the minimum sentences for more than a dozen violent crimes ranging from aggravated sexual assault with a firearm and hostage taking.
Minimizes?
Repeals the minimums. So if I have a gun and I stick it to your head and I say, hey, start sucking or I'm going to start blasting.
Hold on.
Like some of the most violent things.
But when you did it, were you drunk at the time? Were you high at the time?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I know that. So the 4 of the bill's repeals would also relate to the gun smuggling trade, including the charge of weapons trafficking.
Hold on. So, okay. So it's going to repeal that gun smuggling, but yet they're trying to ban guns because guns are bad. But yet any criminal who's out there that's actually using guns aren't doing it the legal way anyway. They're not getting licenses. They're not getting legal guns. They're getting the things that are already illegal that have been smuggled in.
Well, funny you bring that up. So again, you summed it up perfectly. Okay, so guns are a big bad. They're a cancer on society. They need to be taken away. Right? Oh, okay, sure. I don't agree with you, but okay, if they're that bad, then why do the police have them if they're such a bad and violent thing? Why are we literally funding Ukraine to try and fight off Russia? What are they using?
Right?
Are they sending mental health crisis officers? No.
Sending pamphlets.
You fight someone. Most likely. Here, Russia, you be careful because we'll show you what it really means to be transitory.
We're gonna chop it off and give you a V. Mm.
Yeah. So, like, and I guess the old phrase of, well, how do you stop a bad guy with a gun? Well, a good guy with a gun. Yeah. Think 30 minutes. Children were being gunned down. Teachers were trying to protect their children or their students that they are entrusted to protect. We have politicians that have more protections. Those useless fucking bags of flesh have more protection than your own children. When you send them to school, you are entrusting them to the state. You are entrusting the state, the government, to keep your child safe. It is like when you are in custody with the police, they are responsible for your safety. So if someone dies in the back of a police cruiser, there's supposed to be a big investigation. Why did this happen? You failed to protect the person. If they suddenly died in a prison cell, well, obviously you did not do your job to ensure the safety of the inmate. Oh, our politicians, Justin Trudeau canceled an event because people were making mean words to him. They were being mean with words.
Aw, grow some skin.
You had
Are there anybody in the liberal side that actually has a brain? Are there not anybody who stands up and is like, hold on, this doesn't seem right. Okay, so we're gonna do this, but then we're gonna minimize sentences on drug or firearm smuggling and stuff like that. Does that make sense to you? We're gonna say no to this, but we're gonna give guns to another country. Huh. Like, is there nobody on that side that actually stops and thinks of the complete idiocy of all this?
Oh, okay. So think of this. Like I said, our politicians have more security than schools do. Our celebrities have more security than our children do. Do you hear how big of a problem that is? And so so let's look at, all right, guns in Canada are bad. They're absolutely bad. They're terrible. Okay, so how many of these guns are how many of these shootings are from legal gun owners?
What are they
Okay, so
from?
let's look at from Toronto Police Deputy Chief Myron Demkew said that that of the crime or said that of the crime uncrime gun crimes, it says crime guns. The
Yeah. People don't
gun
proofread.
gun crimes that last year that investigators could trace, 86% were smuggled into Canada from the United
Oh,
States.
look at that. Oh, who'd have
A
thought?
trend, he says, has been on an increase since 2019. Okay, so again, it is not legal gun owners. In fact, you are more likely to be shot by an illegal gun. You are more likely to be shot by a cop than you are to be shot by someone that legally owns a gun. That's how stringent this is.
Well, see, and that's what doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever is who am I? Am I a politician? Am I somebody who's high up in the freaking government world or whatever? No. I am literally a nobody, and I can put two and two together and be like, this doesn't sound right. But yet, people who are running our country, to them, brilliant. Yes, let's take away all this shit.
No, no. See, you're coming from the assumption that they just think guns are bad. No, they want to make it very clear that it's easier to subjugate. Look at what's happening in China. Look what happened in Ukraine. You think gun violence and murder sprees haven't stopped? In the UK, they have acid attacks. They're using grenades.
Acid?
Oh yeah, they take acid and they throw it in people's faces. To be fair, it's because of the Muslim community there. Because if a beautiful woman walks past and they're not allowed to rape her, they'll throw acid in her face.
Oh
You
my
think I'm
god, that's
joking?
horrible.
By all means, please look it up.
I don't want
I
to.
want to address. I want to address the problem, not empty platitudes. And to be fair, I would love for all of us to sing kumbaya and to be friends. I would love that. But we talk about a mental health crisis, undiagnosed schizophrenia, undiagnosed mental health issues across the board, where people suddenly act erratic, where a woman tells her friends that, hey, I went on a date with this guy and he raped me. And then he gets charges, or they phone his work and they say, oh yeah, you know, sorry, Joe, we can't have rapists around here. And you go, what? I didn't. I'm sorry, Joe. We got a couple complaints that you like to get a little FALA, so we had to give you the axe. He goes, my life is ruined. And it's in the court of public opinion as opposed to being in the court of law. You are seeing this perfectly played out with Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
I was
That
just thinking that. Yeah.
embarrassment. Well, and to be fair, this is just high profile. You think this doesn't happen every single day? Constantly, people are wrongfully accused. And I'm not saying all women do it and all men are victims. Absolutely not.
Well,
Shut
there
up,
was
dog.
somebody.
I'll turn you into Chinese food.
I was trying to unmute my mic and he kept hitting my hand. Couldn't. Um, he. Oh my god! I was watching a podcast from one of the girls that I like to listen to. And I guess she was saying that she was getting a lot of backlash in her comment section, because she is more on team Johnny, right? And she's explaining the reasons, or has been explaining the reasons why she doesn't believe what Amber is saying, and da 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 da. And the thing is that there was one comment she had mentioned where there was some few people who were like, "You're a woman. You're supposed to believe all women and stand up for all women and stuff like that." And she was like,
Oh,
nay, nay. That's not the way it works. I'm not going to stand up for everybody, male or female, regardless. You can't, because just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm going to stand up for all women. What? I'm going to stand up for a
or
piece of shit? If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. I'm not standing up for you.
I'm not going to stand up for all men or believe all men.
Yeah.
No, men can do vile, disgusting things. One of the funny things is, or not like haha funny, but the difference is men are very physical. They can physically, like, if you look at, again, Rihanna, look at the ass whooping that she got. Look at Christy Mack, the ass whooping she got. Look at how many football players' wives are beaten, just obliterated by these giant men.
Yeah, Christy Mack was
Because
really
when
bad.
because you can see it, you can see the damage. But when a woman says you're nothing, you're a wash up, you're a loser, no one's gonna believe you, Johnny. You're a piece of shit. You're a coward. You're a weakling.
Baby. You're such a baby. Who does that to
Yeah.
somebody an alleged abuser? Like, I would never do that. I would be so fearful for getting my face smacked or worse.
But okay, but the point I'm making is women will go emotionally damaging, and it's weird how we hear all the stories of emotion. A, a, a scar on your or a punch, or how the fuck do these people say it? It's like a punch. A physical scar heals. An emotional scar never heals.
Yeah, yeah.
So when a guy finally snaps and starts saying "fuck all women," I'm just gonna kill them all. What do you think happens? Like, hello, Ted Bundy, uh, Robert Pickton. There's a pretty who's the fucking clown guy?
Casey.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy.
What what were all contributing factors? Their mothers abused the fuck out of them. Because it's emotional. It's now ingrained in you. getting punched in the face. If I had a choice between getting punched in the face or being ridiculed constantly, I'll take the punch in the face 10 days, 10 days, 10 days out of a week. Yeah, that's how much. I'm
100%.
making up days. I can get punched more. Okay. All right. But so 86% of guns came from outside of Canada illegally. Illegally. They're not supposed to be here. They were brought in. So again, the whole legal gun owner thing, bullshit. Okay, how about in Vancouver? There was a big long report that I was reading. Um More of these shootings are happening in public places, including streets, bars, and restaurants, where innocent people are at a greater risk. In addition, many of the shootings are wild and indiscriminate. That sound like someone that has a gun? They just go, no, no, that's where they go to the school of fucking side cocking.
Yeah, that's the gangster way, yo.
A recent incident in the lower mainland saw 140 shots being fired. The escalation in gun violence is generally attributed to the struggle for control of BC's lucrative illicit drug trade and the ready availability of handguns and automatic firearms. Okay, so things already made illegal. So how does the government regulating this even more? How does it make anyone safer? And so we can continue on with the report. So the increase in the number of shooting incidents, firearms being seized by police, and the incidents of gang members in possession of firearms. Gang members in possession of firearms. So instead of, let's not address the issue, let's just cover it up and play the race game. Is not just a result of a greater propensity to use firearms, but according to most sources interviewed, seems to be the result of greater accessibility and availability. Illegal firearms become more available through two principal sources. A gun may be domestically sourced, that is, it had a legal history in Canada and was subsequently diverted to the criminal community by sale or theft. An illegal firearm may also originate from outside the country and be smuggled into Canada. So that is the main reason why there are gun problems. So if you're talking about safety, you are actively doing the polar opposite. Because that the officer that ran into that school, or think of any incident, who do you call? Don't you say it.
I said it. Ghostbusters.
Call someone with a fucking gun. That's how you prevent this. I don't understand. Like, again, I'm a libertarian, but I understand that. Again, I've said this before. When seconds matter, the police are always minutes away. The police were an hour before officially showing up to the school.
You know
One guy
what?
had to come in off duty and barge in there. 30 minutes.
You know what?
Just sit for 30 minutes. Just sit. You can't.
Yeah, and just
30
sit in
minutes, you are
fear.
in absolute. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Tom McDonald said it best. Order a pizza and call the cops. See who makes it to you first.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's again, I don't want to see people die. But I also have to realize that there are people that have problems. And if I am unable to protect myself, the worst part is as a man is I can't even do anything to stop it. I have to be a spectator and hope that someone else with a gun shows up to stop it in time.
Yeah.
You know how many people, mostly women, how many women get raped because what they have a knife, they have a gun, and they say if you make a sound, I'll slit your throat, I'll shoot you, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Well, you make sure you have your rape whistle. Toot, 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 toot.
That'll save you.
Did you see that there was a suggestion of if you are going to be raped, I think this was in New York. If you are going to be raped, guess what their solution was? Just take a guess. The way to stop being raped.
Yell fire.
Piss and shit on yourself and vomit if you can.
Oh, hold on. So that's you can just do that on command? You can hold on. I'm gonna quickly shit myself. Like,
Like,
what? I mean, I can understand the logic behind it because then someone's gonna be like, ugh, no one's gonna want to do that. But well, not nobody. There are some sick people out there that wouldn't give a shit. But the thing
Rule
is, like, it's not like you
34.
can do that on command. Has anybody else out there had the issue with a quote unquote shy bladder or whatever? There have been many times
Not
where I've
even that.
been in a bathroom and someone's walked in and I'm like, shit.
It's not even that. Can you hear how ludicrous that sounds?
Yeah.
Absolutely humiliate yourself.
Yep.
Piss on yourself, shit on yourself, and make yourself throw up, because I'm sure that's the main reason where they go, I was going to rape you, but you got vomit on your shirt.
I'm pretty sure
That's not
anybody
arousing.
I'm pretty sure anybody who is about to do that anyway, because of their mental illness that they have and their insatiable mm, need to do this or want whatever desire, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to give a shit. There are people who do it to dead people. Like they're not going to give a
You'll,
crap if
you'll take.
dirty. You know what I mean? Like they're just going to be like, no, whatever, fuck. I'll just shower later.
Oh, so again, it's just the lunacy of, well, if you are really trying to save a life, if what do we hear? Well, we need to shut for COVID. If it saves one life, we'll do it. Well, you can't even let people can't even protect themselves. There's one statistic that's always brought up, that there are more people killed by guns than fucking throughout anything. More people die by guns than people that die from smoking. Yeah, when you take out like gangs, like already illegal, the number. And if you take out suicide,
But war.
gangs, even more. Oh, I should say in regular circumstances, in normal everyday life. So do you hear how ridiculous people shoot themselves more than they shoot other people?
Yeah.
Defensive uses is anywhere from 500,000 defensive uses a year to 3 million. 3 million defensive uses of a gun. But if it saves one life, right? This has to save one life. 30 minutes, those children, those teachers were terrified. 19 students, 2 teachers didn't make it
They're
because the
lucky.
cops didn't get there in time.
They're lucky that's the highest number that it was. 30 minutes sitting there waiting, he literally could have done the entire school at that point.
Oh, he had two rifles and a handgun, which apparently the handgun was already illegal. But no, we talk about the AR-15. Don't talk. That's like you need to ban all cars, because obviously, you think if someone's in a mental psychotic state, do you think they give a shit what weapon they use? Okay, what they use if they go stabbing people. Okay, so they just go sit there and they start stabbing people. If they use a car, hello, Kenosha. You remember the rogue SUV that somehow wasn't manned, or was it just dark on the inside so you couldn't see his skin color? Crashed
No,
through a parade.
we don't talk about that one because that wasn't a white person.
Yeah, even the thing in Buffalo was a leftist. That had a white nationalist bend to him. That like KKK.
Of course.
Oh, how unusual.
I wouldn't
So
imagine that from a hardcore leftist. Not at all. Mm-mm.
yeah, all right. So this is why, like, again, I understand. I understand the knee jerk reaction. Well, we need to stop this. Well, how? Who comes to stop it?
Yeah.
It's not me going, hey, stop.
Well, and the thing is, like, if that undercover cop didn't actually go into the school when he did, or that off-duty cop, sorry, if he didn't go into the school when he did, who knows how many other victims would be there? Did this kid, man, whatever it is, did it end up dying? Like, did he shoot the kid man? The perpetrator? Did
It's
he end up killing him? Like, did he shoot and kill him, or were they able to apprehend him?
Oh no, he was shot and killed.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Darn.
Yeah, that piece of shit should be fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that's really it. It's just it's really bothersome. Trust me, I don't want to see people die. I don't. I really don't. And I think actually just saying that, well, guns are the problem, more people die in car accidents. Far more people die in car accidents. Oh, it if you want to play the semantics game, okay, well then people should be banned from driving. I know that's what government wants,
Yeah.
but
They would
I'm
love.
saying, why is there not a big hubbub about that? More people die from cigarettes. More people die from car pollution. More people die from petroleum. So again, if you want to look on the scale, more people die from obesity and diabetes. Fuck. I look
Good thing
down for
I'm
those that
skinny
are
as
looking.
fuck. So skinny. I'm like
Yeah.
anorexic. Look at me. I'm so skinny. So skinny.
So I don't know. I think that's really it. I can keep going, but it's a disingenuous argument. I really think it is.
I think
Instead of why are Aboriginal communities, why do they have a disproportionate amount of violence? Again, I brought up, well, look at it. I've always said it's a class issue, not a race issue. It's a class issue. And what have has a government loved to do? Oh, they blame race for a class-based issue. It is people that are typically in poverty. And I'm not saying all Aboriginals are poor, but definitely a lot of poor people are Aboriginal. You get it?
well, yeah,
They are typically minorities.
the shitty reserves that the government puts them on, of course. Like
Yeah,
they have nothing up there. It's horrible.
yeah.
They don't have anyone to help fix things, doctors, like it's of course.
Well, don't give them the ability for them to be independent. Make them dependent on the government so that the government saves them. Again, I've said it before. Reservations are a fantastic example of communism within a country. If you need them, if Stalin, if Russia, Hitler, China, all these fucking communist countries isn't less than enough, look at reservations.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to see what it may be like for the government to take over and rule you and have the say in literally everything, look at reservations. Does everybody want that? I know I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for the people actually on the reservations. I feel horrible for them.
Mhm.
Like and this is the government taking care of them. Really? Is that working
Yeah.
so well?
No, if it's taking care of them, they're doing a fantastic job of exterminating them.
Yeah. That's a very
All right,
good way to put it.
let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out to sit and listen to some things that we have to say about the craziness going on in the world today. Again, hope you all had a great week. Have a fantastic weekend. Spend it with the ones that you love. Don't forget you can check us out in all the places listed in the description box below. Like, subscribe, and share, please. And we will catch you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic week. Bye.